Kids Tables, episode 13.
Yo.
Got my boy Sketch with me.
What's good? What's good?
Hyped to have you, bro.
Yeah, man.
It's been a long time coming.
For real, it's long overdue. No doubt.
You were on episode 3, the Fiend Team one.
Yeah, I was on the Fiend Team one, and then we had that one where we were talking shit during the Wizards game.
Oh man. Yeah, that's hilarious.
But the solo piece has been long overdue for sure.
Yeah, man. We got some dope shit to cover today. But yeah, first and foremost, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, bro. Thanks for having me. Thanks for making it happen. For real. I like watching you put together your craft.
Yeah, man. The Kids Table is growing exponentially. But yeah. So you brought some sick art pieces in today, man.
Yeah. I brought a couple things. I brought one, like I've been doing some stuff recently that's more kind of just freestyling, which I've been enjoying making because it's more like the process is enjoyable.
Yeah.
Like doing something like that where the end result isn't, you don't have like a set end result in mind.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable, bro. It's like it helps. I don't know, dude. It helps you work through any emotions or whatever you're going through. Just sit down and just fuck with something. And then I brought something which I think kind of demonstrates my style, which is like a lot of my shit is logo flips or like variations on shit that exists and like super simple. So the Gudetama egg, but just with
Do you
the
mind if I like bring it? So
no, absolutely. Yeah, pull it up.
Alright, yeah, let's jump.
So that was my first kind of entry into that style of shit. And once I made that one, I was honestly super fucking stoked on it. So I kept on making shit like it.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
I love the blue and the black.
Yeah, bro, it's an icy colorway. If you wanna add that to the collection, you can have it for real.
Oh damn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, good work.
Come to the channel with a gift.
Oh man.
Yeah, bro, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Sign it over to you. And then this is one
it's
that
like a Pokeball, right?
Yeah, that's one which I think just like kind of encapsulates like a lot of what my art usually looks like.
Yeah.
So
is that like a gold like?
It's got a gold. It's got a gold tooth. So
gold tooth.
If you know the character Gudetama, it's like an egg. It's this Japanese thing.
Oh no.
Yeah, so it's in the same world as like Hello Kitty and that shit, but. I fuck with the design because it's super simple, which is like the design shit I like. And normally it's just like his 2 eyes in his mouth, but he's got the little gold tooth there just to kind of set it off and make it unique while still paying homage to the OG shit.
It's from the South.
Yeah.
And then you got this piece.
So that is that I gave you because obviously Kid Ice.
The ice jump.
But that's actually like normally where most of my shit starts is like a paint marker on Bristol drawn like that.
Yeah.
So
that's
like a first draft type shit.
No, that's sick, dude. The gold pops.
Yeah.
Is that a paint marker too?
Yeah, so that's all paint marker. I think that's my favorite medium to fuck with. For sure.
Yeah, man. And I know you had made some like packages.
Yeah, dude, I've been making a bunch of stuff as far as like stickers and shit like that. So
yeah, that's lit, dude. I'm trying to get into that. It's so like satisfying, like having shit you designed.
Yeah, 100%, absolutely.
It's just cool that you can just give us all like little pieces and we can just throw them on our keys.
Yeah, no, dude, I love it, and I love the support I've been getting from it. Like, that's definitely what keeps me doing it, dude. Is I get like an overwhelmingly positive response. So it's like it almost pushes you to like keep doing it, which I'm sure is like the same shit for you, where you get everyone's like, dude, that podcast was tight, like this shit was hilarious, and then it's like you want to make it more like when you involve people in your art, it makes it better than just like doing shit for yourself. Like doing shit for yourself is cool. And I think that's like where it starts, but I think what makes it like truly something like beyond that is when other people are involved in your shit, for sure.
No, I 100% agree. Collaboration just brings so much creativity out of people, and it's like the most fun shit. Like even back like going to college and shit, just like studying with other people
Yeah.
and like writing papers together and stuff. It was just tight. It's just some of people coming together and creating stuff. It's super sick.
Yeah, and I think as of recent, dude, it's like I've seen pretty much all of our friends find something
Yeah.
and like really start to excel with it for real. Like you're doing your shit with the podcast, I'm doing mine. You know, Ben's been making shit too.
Yeah.
Steel with his fucking
Steel with his
record label, the sandwich shop, Cataclysm. Big
Yeah.
shout out Cataclysm for his shit. Everyone who's involved in his shit. Like I see so much. There's a lot of shit going on. It seems like right now, like everyone's kind of found their thing, dude, and it's like really going at it. And then also beyond that, everyone's super supportive of each other's shit.
Yeah.
So it's like,
which is crucial.
Supernatural, bro.
Yeah, it is supernatural. it's God breathed, as you say, on the Lord's day.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, it is sick. How like everybody's like found what they're passionate about.
Yeah.
And just going for it. I think Cody and Maggie are gonna make some like spicy pepper company or something.
Dude,
I'm just
that's
gonna prophesy that.
yeah, dude. I mean, he was really psyched on his pizzas. I remember he was talking about his pizzas.
He does make good pizzas.
He was like, I'll tell you the recipe, but it was like it was definitely like a big thing. So I love Cody. I love Cody. Is he still doing stuff with the banjo?
I think he's chilled on that, but maybe
he's chilled on the bluegrass.
He's mainly been on this like
the
computer
Steam Deck.
He's all about the Steam Deck.
That's tight too.
But yeah, no, we were shredding the other day, and he was like he had this like little box at his crib, and we were like manualing it or whatever, and he hopped on it and was like nose manualing, and then he just like got caught. Just like I saw his ankle like. I was like, oh, my man was hurt.
Damn.
But I think he's in Florida right now, so I don't feel too bad for him.
No. No, bro. He'll be alright. He's always bounced back.
Skating just comes with injuries.
Bro, it's the life we chose.
It's the life we chose. It's a tough life, but you know, it's just what I signed up for.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I'd rather skate and have the risk of injuries than not skate.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely skate like cautiously.
Yeah, I mean, I don't do shit that's gonna be wildly outside my skill set, just because I've come to the. I mean, Bruce said it like the best, dude, where he was like, dude, I'm just trying to skate for longevity. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. So it's like I'm not trying. I'm to the point where it's like I'm not pressed on learning a million new things. I just want to do the shit I can do, and clean it up and like do it well, make it look good, and then just like have fun with it. I'm past the point of like trying to fucking constantly aiming up myself just because, you know.
Dude, I gotta get this next trick. That's it.
No, but I remember when we were like 15, 16 skating in town, it was like doing stair sets, and it's like, okay, we did the 4-stair, now I'm gonna do this, and it was like it was like fucking like checkpoints, dude. Like I remember really battling the 6-stair behind the high school and like almost getting it and being so burnt up about it.
That's was scary.
And like when John West hit that 11 stair that was like newly made, like those were like really big things. So there was
Huck hit that too.
Did he?
Shit was sick, dude.
That
like he landed.
That shit is fucking.
Huge.
It is huge. So I think there was a time period where it was like trying to like constantly hit different shit, and I think I'm off that now. But that's just so that I can continue to skate longer and not fuck myself up.
Yeah, dude, we in our 30s, our knees getting brittle.
Yeah.
I need to drink my what is it? Conor McGregor drinks. It's like for your joints. It's like I don't know. I'll remember it. But yeah, my joints have definitely been getting a little achy.
I mean, when I go up the stairs, it's normally when I go up the stairs. When I go up the stairs, sometimes I can hear it or feel it in my knees,
Yeah,
for sure. Which is, I just try and ignore that shit. I think like a bunch of my dad's side of the family has had knee replacements.
Oh no.
So I feel like one will eventually come for me. Hopefully, like I mean they got them in their 60s or 70s,
Oh, okay.
and I've been skating hard, so maybe it'll hit me in my 50s.
Yeah.
But that's not,
Don't
it's
worry
not
about
today.
that.
Yeah, bro, it's not today.
We're gonna be skating later.
Yeah, absolutely.
On God. On Bible,
Yeah,
as
for
Rob
real.
Kardashian would say.
That's sick.
Yeah, I've been watching Keeping Up with Kardashians with Caleb and stuff. It's funny.
Dude, those type of shows
And
are.
Vanderpump Rules, dude. That show's
I'm not
actually
hip to
kind of
that.
entertaining. Dude.
I'm not hip to that, but those shows are entertaining, dude. There's a reason why they are so popular.
Yeah.
They're set up well for sure.
It's pretty funny. But dude, last night the Heat, like the Celtics were winning, and then the Heat came back, and like Jimmy Butler was balling, like sealed the deal. The Heat were up by 1, and there was 3 seconds left, and so the Celtics inbounded it. Marcus Smart shot the 3. It hit the rim, like rattled in the rim, went out, and this other dude just very quickly rebounded it and put it back up and made it, and it was insane, dude. The
NBA
poor house
playoffs
is going
is-
crazy.
Yeah, NBA playoffs is usually sick.
Yeah, dude. But kind of ready for it to be over. It's been a dragged out series.
Yeah, I mean NBA season is so long, dude. Because
So long.
if you start from preseason, you're going like October to June.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's a whole year.
Almost a year.
Yeah, that's like nine months. Like that's just crazy. I think I didn't watch as much of the playoffs this year just because I was so sour with how the Wizards ended their season. Like, because I was watching the games religiously, dude.
That shows how much of a real fan you are.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I was watching. I would say probably like 80% of the games.
Yeah.
And it's 82 games, so that's a lot of fucking games to watch.
Yeah,
And
I
like,
watched at least 60 games.
yeah, dude.
He's just in it.
Yeah, and they fucking let you down so much, and then like the last 10 games, like they were still absolutely within playoff contention. They were like floating above and below the line of like, could we hit the play-in tournament? And then like they just stopped fucking playing, dude. They just stopped caring, and it's like that shit. I was just like, you just invest so much time, and then something like that happens that you just get like, it's like if you were like super interested in like a show and you've been watching it for years, and like the last like 3 episodes they just like destroyed it, you're just gonna be like so sour. Like that's how I feel about that.
Yeah, man. Wiz kids. I don't know. I think is Kuzma still on the team?
I don't think there's been any major off-season changes. I mean, I haven't been paying attention to it that much, but I don't think there's been major
It's too
changes.
early, probably.
Yeah.
We'll see, man. I don't know. It's like the Celtics, like we play them sometimes in the playoffs, and like they're one of our rivals, but I just still like kind of like them for some reason. I think it's just the green and like.
I liked because when Paul Pierce played on the Celtics, I liked that a lot. Dude,
He
I
was
liked
sitting
a lot
on the
of
sidelines, just like iced out.
Yeah.
Just, like, that's tight.
Paul Pierce is tight. Celtics are cool. I like when I first started watching NBA. I was before I was even a Wizards fan. I was a Sixers fan because of AI.
Yeah.
So there was like 2 years where I was really into the Sixers, and then I really got into the Wizards. I'd say about the time like right after Maryland won the NCAA tournament. So because that got me like really hyped on basketball
I
again.
think that was 04.
It was either 03 or 04. I think. It was right at that time period, and that shit. I was like 10 or 11, and then that shit got me really hyped on basketball. And then Juan Dixon, Steve Blake went to the Wizards, so then I was like, I'm fucking watching the Wizards. And at that point, then I started watching the Wizards, and obviously Juan Dixon didn't pan out. Steve Blake kind of floundered around for a little bit, but then he had a successful career after the Wizards.
Yeah.
But then I started watching people like fucking Larry Hughes and Gilbert Arenas, and then like that was great basketball.
Gilbert Arenas was so tight, dude.
Yeah,
He would just take the deepest threes.
Gilbert
Wearing
Arenas
some
is
weird
tight.
Adidas.
He is tight. I did want those the Gil Zeros. When
Dude, they
came out.
sell them at the mall.
I
right
know
now.
they
It's
got them, and
crazy.
they got crazy
You get 'em for like
colorways.
$100. I just won't pull the trigger on them for whatever reason. It's just like the low top and they're heavy as shit.
Yeah, no, they're
You know
definitely.
what I mean?
There's definitely other shoes I want to cop before that. But I think Gilbert Arenas was like the first person that I was even aware of having a podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's been in it.
He's,
What's it called
He's
again?
funny. God, I can't think of it, dude.
It's like Chill Gill.
No Chill Gill.
No Chill Gill. Yeah.
Yeah, No Chill Gill is what it is. And
I
he
need
says
to
wild
catch
shit.
up on that shit. It's probably a dank podcast.
He just says wild shit. It's funny.
Yeah. I remember just a video of him messing with Nick Young and like Nick Young's kids. He like ripped like a toy out of there, made him cry. I was like, dang, literally there's no Chill Gill.
Dude, he's got this beef with Kwame Brown. I don't know what it is, but I guess he like he goes on these like long rants on Instagram, like super long captions talking about. I guess he's trying to insinuate that like Kwame Brown's a cokehead, or like he's like talking shit about him. I guess they have some type of beef. Like maybe Kwame Brown said something to him. I don't know what it was, but Gil calls him Booger Sugar Brown, and he just like rips on him. That shit I can't really get down with. I'm just like, what? Just let that shit go, whatever it is. But the rest of the shit he says is usually pretty funny.
Yeah, I need to check that shit out. Oh man, might have to set up that new chocolate today, man.
Yeah, I'm down to skate.
My board is pretty razor tailed, definitely pressure cracks. I just don't like break boards like that, you know what I mean? Like, because I'm not going down big stair sets.
I've broken a couple boards recently, and they weren't even on big stair sets. I think I've just been like sometimes landing on the wrong position on the board, just a little too far back, putting too much weight on the tail, snapping the tail. That's usually what happens. It's not like a straight up like break in the center type shit. It's normally just like you land and it doesn't even like break all the way, but you land and you hear like the little like crunch in the tail. And
I
you
like
know it's
that
done.
sound. Kinda.
Yeah,
it's like satisfying.
yeah. But I've broken I don't know 2-3 boards in the past couple of years.
Damn, dude. I think you just shredded way harder than me.
Yeah, dude. Must be.
I like went to the Kentlands skate spot the other day, and they have that thing you can like ollie off. You like roll on and then ollie off.
Yeah.
I was like doing that, like hope I don't snap my board. Just not like it was solid, like no sounds.
Yeah.
It's like, damn.
Someone's like, "Don't worry, you won't."
Yeah. Big time bitch.
No, the shit I broke my board on, it wasn't like super like impressive or anything. I feel like when I was younger and I broke my board, it was something more impressive.
Yeah.
Probably
Because
because
we're like fatter now.
Yeah, just bigger, heavier.
I don't think I really doubt I would crack this 8.5 chocolate. John's a big boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I just remember skating back in town, and we were like by the old Safeway, but there was some like two-stair or something that you hit, or maybe it was just the hair cuttery stair set.
A little 4-stair by Safeway?
Like brand new.
Yeah. I remember hopping out of the car and just running out and just hitting it and just being super happy.
Yeah. Just like gassed.
I think
just makes the whole crew like hype.
Yeah. No, that shit's the best, dude. I think my favorite is when I hit the stair set by the dentist right across from Red Rooster.
Yeah.
Because that shit is big and long and sketchy.
Scary for sure.
That's probably the
maybe that's what it was.
That one was hype.
You hitting that.
And then John West just came right behind me and just kick flipped it. Because is. He was actually really good at skating, for sure.
Yeah, dude, he was dumb good at skating.
It's just because, like, they, like...
That's all he did.
Yeah, he, like, showed up to school 10% of the time. Just fucking skated most of it. That's my dog.
Just skated.
Except for when he fucked with Bruce.
Yeah. Dude, that was... Oh my gosh, that was a crazy day. Just outside Red Rooster, just John punching Bruce, and me and you were there, just like...
Just shocked, bro. Like, what the fuck just happened?
In retrospect, I was like, dang, we should did something.
Yeah. Nah, we were halfway through, like, a double R burger.
Yeah.
Just like, fuck.
Just like, shocked. I was shocked that it was happening.
Hell yeah. I don't even know what prompted that.
I think it was just some dumb beef, like, bullshit. Like, people. So, he said that you were a wimp or something.
Yeah.
It's like, just dumb stuff. It's funny looking back that, like, that kind of stuff would, like, trigger, like, real, like, aggressive stuff. It's like, once you're, like, an adult, you just don't want any drama like that.
Yeah, it's just not worth it. And plus now, if you hopped up on someone at Red Rooster and punched them in the face, it'd be...
Just go to jail.
Pretty serious consequences.
Just immediately go to jail.
Yeah.
It's like, I think I'll just peacefully eat my fried chicken.
Yeah.
Mind my biz.
No doubt.
Dude, I got this freaking guitar over there that I need to play.
What, the electric
I'm more into the acoustic than the electric, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm trying to get like Mezzy or somebody to come over one day and just shred it, because I have the amp and everything.
That would be
It's
sick.
a good shredding.
That would be sick.
But yeah, the acoustic's electric. I can plug that into the amp too. I was thinking like, dang, I should like lead worship somewhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say the acoustic in the amp is definitely a church move for sure.
Yeah.
100%, it's a church move. That is sick.
Dude.
That is sick. No, that would be sick, dude.
Just like out in the streets, just singing.
You should, dude.
There's one dude I knew had did it for a while.
We should take you down to Baltimore today.
I'm down, dude. Just have Steel like posted up, inked up.
That geek. That's my dog. That's twin. For real.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm hyped to go to Beemore later. Visit old Baltimore Batman and Steel.
Yeah, get him out the crib.
We walking downtown.
We'll just tell him we're outside when we pull up.
Yeah, we're outside.
He's like, I gotta run upstairs. Oh, well, we gotta get some out of his car. And then just like walk to the street.
I'm going outside today.
Yeah, for real. And we're gonna pump Youngboy.
Yeah, Youngboy.
100%.
He's gonna be on the Ox.
That's gonna be hell yeah.
Yeah, man. People hate NBA Youngboy, dude.
I
don't get it.
I think I stayed away from Youngboy for a long time just because. Well, all right. So context. I did fuck with Youngboy like way back. I forget what the song was, but there was a song and I remember watching the video on YouTube like back at my parents' house. So it was a long time ago. So like definitely like pre 2015 or 2016. But I remember liking it. And I don't know if he had a mixtape out then or if he didn't. But then I stopped, and then like there was something about the fan base originally that just kind of reminded me of like the Kevin Gates fan base.
Okay.
So like the two fan bases just reminded me of each other in a way, and then that's why I was like, I can't rock. But I didn't really ever give it a chance. And then like literally last week, so I listened to some Youngboy shit, and I was like, damn, this shit's fucking fresh, dude. Like I fuck with his attitude. I like his demeanor. The way he raps. It sounds like Lil Boozy before Lil Boozy was washed. His hooks are fucking dang. He just doesn't give a shit. He's just rich and young, paid, and just like fucking unapologetic for anything. He's sick.
Yep.
Yep. And I I fuck with the dents in his head. That shit's sick. I used to think it was something like badass, like he like took a bullet or something. Nah, I guess it's because it's like when he was younger, there was like some type of surgery or something where it's like he had to wear like a brace on his head, and I guess you're supposed to like change it or like take it off sometimes, and he just never did. Just like some uneducated shit. He just like wore it all the time, and his like brain like or the skull like formed around it. So it was just from like misuse of like a medical apparatus. It was not even anything like that. He was just rocking headgear too long. But I mean, I still fuck with it. It's sick.
How old was he when he was young?
He must have been young because his shit was still growing.
Dang, that's hilarious. That makes me like him even more.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Just like a badass little kid with no supervision. Hell yeah.
Box dude, we gotta watch that video with the kangaroo like jumping with the camera and it's playing the NBA Youngboy song, dude.
There's a lot of
Just
shit
have
like
me
that.
eat for days.
That shit's dope.
We're just gonna force NBA Youngboy on Steel.
Yeah, no, I'm hyped. I'm hyped for that. That's gonna be sick. That is gonna be sick.
Dude, you should show those pants off real quick.
Yeah, so I made these yesterday. Just kind of like a rough draft first run. So I had I got a stamp made because I was trying to think. So the way I've been trying to like look at how I want to do clothing now, I've been trying to look at it a little differently. So when we did the Fiend Team stuff originally, I still really love everything we did there.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of it was centered around like t-shirts and screen printing t-shirts, and that shit is sick. That shit is sick, and it's still sick. But I think at that time period it was extra sick because there wasn't so much of that shit going around quite yet. You know what I'm saying? Like that was like I feel like the time period at which we were doing that in like 2010, 2011. You know, like that time period we were really like diving in there. I think was like also coincided with the start of like a big streetwear boom where there was like a lot of companies at that same time that started doing similar shit to that. So like that time period there's a lot of is kind of like the golden era for like a lot of brands like that, like Crooks and Castles, 10 Deep, you know, like original Pink Dolphin shit, like Gold Coin. There's a lot of brands that like really popped off like at that particular time that were doing similar shit. And you know, most of those brands don't really. I mean, they exist, but they don't obviously have the same type of presence that they did then. But I think now what I see so much is like so many small companies make like screen printed shirts and shit. Which I mean, it's still cool, dude. But I just think that I've done it a lot. I'm not saying I'm not gonna make some screen printed shirts in the future where it's like off the table, but I've made it a lot. And I don't think it's necessarily like the most attention grabbing way to like present your art or what you've created anymore, because I think it's like kind of like flooded with that shit. So I think you know like everyone's got a t-shirt, so I've been trying to be more deliberate with how I like present shit. And I think that's through like making less stuff, but making stuff more intentionally. And I've been trying to do that with like the stickers that I've been making too. So like when I first started making the stickers, I had like a bunch of unused logos and things, and I just started cranking them out as soon as there were like discounts or deals on the type of stuff I wanted to make. And I just made a bunch of stuff. And I'm still, you know, I still want to continue making stuff, but I've had to kind of stop myself and look at, just because there was a deal or just because there was like a new item that could be made, I didn't necessarily need to jump on every one if it wasn't something that I was super passionate about. So I'm trying to not focus so much on creating volume, but just creating stuff that I'm like really passionate about, and create something that I can be proud of. I'd rather have less releases or less clothing and then have something that I can be proud about. Whereas when you're making t-shirts, it's like, you know, well, what t-shirt can we make a profit margin on? Like, what, you know, you're looking at like how high quality you're gonna go and what you're gonna do, and you're making compromises along the way to like make something marketable or accessible or you know whatever. Where I think now what I'm going for is if the goal is to the goal for me at this point is to like have people see the art, make stuff that my friends can wear or do whatever with, and you know hopefully if it snowballs into something that can become more viable, or if it can just provide an entryway into you know that world in general, then good. But I think a better way to grab people's attention than just creating a screen print shirt is to create something a little more unique. So trying to put more thought into stuff, trying to do stuff that is a little more unexpected.
Yeah.
And I think that's gonna. I think if you're scrolling on Instagram and you're seeing a million clothing brands with like a screen printed design, I think something that's different. Yeah. I think might make you stop a little bit more than something else. But I think it's beyond just trying to get people's attention. I think it's a more like accurate expression of the shit I like. So I made this stamp. I like this stamp. I'm not crazy about the ink that I used. It was what I could get my hands on at the time, but I'm gonna get some darker ink. But overall, I'm still happy with the way it turned out. Not mad at it.
Yeah.
It's like an hour to create it. So
that was all by hand.
Yeah.
So
with
the
stamp.
The stamp, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So with the stamp.
Yeah, no, dude, that's sick. Yeah,
definitely.
Rock those with like some J's or some like loud skate shoes or something.
That's what I'm saying.
Some D3s.
Some D3s.
We gotta get some D3s, man.
I do want some D3s. I wanted those XLs for the longest time, and then I got them and I've skated a bunch of pairs of them.
Yeah, that's sick. You've been skating the fat XLs. It's very early 2000s.
Yeah, I like the way they skate. They tear through a little quicker than I'd like, but
yeah, S's aren't the greatest quality, but they're really good skate shoes.
Yeah,
so
while they last, for sure. They're re-releasing like the Ronnie Krieger shoe that looks super sick. I respect them for like actually like re-releasing shit rather than like what DC does, where DC will like do a random collaboration re-release of like an OG model and it'll be super hard to get, and then they'll make just slim versions of all the models that you actually want. Yeah. So it's like this is almost the shoe you like. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like it's like the Foamposite lights. You know what I'm talking about? Like you want the OG Foamposites, but then you get the Foamposite lights, which have like a different sole, and like the toe is like pointy, and it's like why did you make those? You know, like who's after those shoes specifically?
The budget foams.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember those like wavy foam Nikes? They were like only coming out for like a year or something. They were called the Wavies.
I don't know.
Those
I'd have to see a picture.
There's like a meme of some girl like yelling at her boyfriend. She was wearing those. Like, oh, she's wearing some Wavies.
I really liked when the Hyperposits came out. Is that what those were? Like the Statue of Liberty ones with like that. Yeah, like that. That era was sick.
Dude.
Those were tight.
Those,
and the rookies and all that shit when those came back out. Well, Phobes are re-releasing, which is sick. I hope they're attainable.
I think sometimes they will be, just because they are usually really expensive. So then, like, that was the case when I used, like, years ago when I worked at a shoe store. They were so expensive that they wouldn't sell out, like, immediately. There'd always be, like, a few left. But I don't know, because it's the red ones.
So the red ones are coming this summer, and then I saw that thing saying that the eggplant ones, which is the ones I really want, those are coming out next year. So I think they're slowly going to start dropping them again. I mean, I'm just thinking since Jordans themselves have become more accessible, I think I'm hoping at least that I can get my hands on them. I think overall the shoe landscape is kind of changing. I think they're producing more shoes, and I think because of that, like the interest in buying resold shoes is declining. I mean, just like anything, dude, like shit can only be so popular and so crazy for however long until it fucking bursts. And I think people got tired and fucking fatigued with the amount of like super crazy, super expensive collab that you won't be able to get shit. And I think,
Yeah. 450.
yeah.
Don't even try.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I think that era is thankfully coming to an end, dude. Because I remember just copping fucking firecracker dunks from Pit Crew like a week and a half after they released. Just calling and they're like, "Yeah, we have them. Come down and get them." You know, it was just like
that's insane. Because now that would never happen.
But I think that shit's dying down, dude. I think overall there's being a shift with that, which is cool.
Yeah, I don't see why Nike doesn't just make like a ton of like affordable dunks.
Yeah.
You know, because people would be, or like if they just always had some dunk SBs.
Well, that's
for $100, they would make so much money.
That's what they're doing now. So there's a pair.
I think I did see that.
Yeah, there's a pair of black ones, white ones, and gray ones. That the goal is to always keep those ones in stock. So they're gonna be like, obviously like way overproduced, which will be good because like this time next year, this time next year we can just start skating those because Dunk SBs are my favorite shoes to skate because they're the perfect mix of like board feel and puffy. They're comfortable. They last long. They are the perfect skate shoes. So I think that'll change, dude. I think the reason why they do the limited stuff is because I think there's a tipping point where it's like you make a super small amount and they obviously all get sold out. So it makes more sense to make more and they'll still sell out. But I think there's a point where they cross where it's like where you make so many that the reason a lot of people are buying them, like the elusiveness of them goes away once there's that many. So then I think you reach a certain point where the sales might start declining because people don't want them as much, and then you have overstock and shit. So I think they're trying to like figure out what that line is where it's like the shoes will sell out in a reasonable amount of time without a bunch of shit left hanging over. But
Nike SB used to make just like, do you remember those like pro team shoes? Like they weren't dunks, but they were like some sort of just normal cup sole skate shoe.
I think they're the classics.
Those are sick.
The classics? Yeah. I remember Phil had a pair of classics that were fresh. They were like a dark gray with like a yellow swoosh, like it was like Batman colored. Like those were sick. The Zoom trays were sick.
The Zoom trays.
Honestly, my
boy had those.
All the signature shoes used to be sick. Not so much anymore.
Yeah. But if they like redrop Zoom trays, they would sell out.
Yeah. Because Zoom trays were a good mix of like having skate elements, but also like some more running and futuristic shit. Like the Nijas like take it too far in the other direction, like the Nija 3s and shit. Like that's just too much, dude. And also I can't get behind Nija just because I don't know.
Yeah.
He's a clown.
Yeah. I got the iShot wears.
Those are sick. Yeah, I like that's a signature model that I do like is the iShot wears.
Yeah, dude. I got those for the low at the outlets at the beach. I was hyped. Might skate them today.
Yeah.
I'm just so scared to like mess them up, but that is what it is.
It's tight to have fresh stuff on when you skate.
Yeah. Landed a backside big spin the other day.
That's sick.
So not a fakey one.
Yeah, no, that is sick. Those are hard.
Very slowly, but
that is tight.
Landed on the board.
Hell yeah.
Tight.
That is tight.
Feel like a twister or something. The board like. I can't get over this ice cube joint.
That is sick, right? So
hang that up for sure.
You should. That's an original piece. So what I mean by when I said like that's usually the first step is that's usually like where I have an idea and I'll put the idea of what I want on the paper itself with the paint marker. And then usually what I do at that point to like make my stuff is I'll scan that, and then I'll hop in like some type of program, and then I'll usually trace the actual paint marker drawing and create lines based on like what that is. And the cool thing is like the thickness of the paint marker usually translates to the thickness that I like in the graphic itself. So by tracing it, the cool thing is I can straighten up what I want and then also keep the imperfections that I like, because I like when the logos don't look like, you know, if I built this logo using like squares and diamonds and stuff, like I could make something that looks like this in some type of, you know, Affinity or Illustrator or whatever, but it just wouldn't have the same like character as something like this has. So I just trace it straight off the actual drawing and like digitize it myself, and then that's usually how I create shit. So this is what I put down as like the guide, and then I'll fucking build it off of that.
Yeah, it's a cool process.
So I already scanned this one too, so I'll probably fuck with it at some point and make it.
And how are you scanning it?
Just with my iPhone.
Oh, with your
So
iPhone.
you can take it. There's an option to like scan it, and it'll save it as a PDF. And then I'll set it. So I use Affinity right now just because I'm not trying to have to pay for Illustrator monthly. But Affinity does pretty much everything Illustrator does. There's just sometimes the workarounds to do some stuff. It's more difficult, but for what I do, there's hardly a difference. So I'll put like that image on there. I'll like put the opacity down a little bit so it's not as vibrant. It's like somewhat transparent, and then I'll start working off of it and build it.
That's really cool.
Usually I'm pretty happy with the result, for sure.
That's so cool. Yeah, I've been using Adobe a little bit to make thumbnails.
Yeah.
But it just feels more like PowerPoint, just like making a PowerPoint screen. Like, I don't know, I like doing it. I'm getting like a little bit better at it each time that I do it.
Yeah, dude. If I get stuck on something, I just YouTube it. That's pretty much the solution.
YouTube. YouTube. Like and subscribe.
I think I've heard Bruce, like, maybe it's Bruce, I don't know if it's him or not, but he's always like, yeah, dude, YouTube University.
Yeah, I definitely heard him or somebody said.
But it's true, you can definitely learn pretty much anything you want to learn on YouTube.
Yeah, like I had to replace the headlight in my car, and so I put it in YouTube. And the guy like showed me like where you peel it back and stuff. Got my arm up in there.
Sick.
Yeah, I was like hyped when I actually got it to work.
Hell yeah.
Saved some bread, and I saved Miss Shalana's arm. Her hand that was all bloody when he helped me the last time.
Dude.
He like, you know, he was like very dad about it. Like he just like he was gonna solve it, you know. So like there wasn't any telling him to stop.
Yeah. You weren't pressuring him. He was doing it on his own accord.
God, it was bleeding. I felt bad, but shout out to Shalana. Appreciate you.
He was probably upset he couldn't fix it. He probably felt bad.
Lou just him being like, dude, that's hard.
Dude, Lou's sick.
Yeah, it was tight, dude. We went to Tom and Ray's that morning. He got grits.
How is the new Tom and Ray's?
Dude, it's honestly not bad. Like, it's pretty much the same food. And, I mean, the prices are a little bit higher, but they're not, like, anything super crazy. Their chicken and waffles is dank. Pancakes this big.
That's sick.
They don't taste the best, but they're huge. But, yeah, man. Red Rooster still hits.
Yeah. Red Rooster is like the one that has not changed at all. It just got bigger.
I feel like it's changed in tiny ways. Like the coleslaw used to be more stringy. You remember that? And it was more like green, and now it's more yellow and like chopped.
I don't remember.
I've been eating Red Rooster since it came out of the womb.
That is true. But the chicken, I don't feel like has changed.
Yeah, the chicken is still.
The waffle fries still the same.
The onion rings changed,
Did they?
which kind of sucks. I mean, they're still really good, but they're a little different.
Remember hitting like a cherry coke from there?
Yeah, dude,
It's a summer
it
treat.
was supernatural.
Jumbo.
Yeah. Can I get a jumbo Sprite? Yeah, it's $4.
Yeah, that was a treat.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
that's like some payday type shit.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I got ripped off on some deer park yesterday at the outlets. That shit tasted like ass.
Damn.
Paid like $3 for it. Felt like such a dummy, and then I like left it in a store, so I like didn't even finish it. Dude, I was pissed. But shout out Cataclysm getting his ears pierced.
Yeah, that's sick.
That was tight. And he got the wizard snap from Lids.
That is sick.
I saw it, and it was the only one. It was on sale for like $15, and I was like, oh damn, it's fresh, and he like loved it. So I definitely would have copped it if he didn't cop it.
Was it the new logo or the old logo?
The old jump.
Oh, that is tight.
Yeah, man, it was fresh.
That
It
is
had like
sick.
gold accents and blue and black. Yeah, super fresh. So I'm hoping he rocks it in like his next music video.
I can see that.
With his boy King Griffey, shout out.
Yeah, King Griffey shit is tight. I mean, everyone I've seen who
Go check out the Family Black Sheep.
Hell yeah. Everyone I've seen from like on the Reckoning, it's tight, dude.
Yeah, it's a sick group of guys.
It is a sick group of guys.
And they're having like a mini concert thing, I think at Matt's, either June or July. So it's in July, yeah.
Dude, I
that.
need to sit down with Cataclysm.
Yeah, have a sit down.
Yeah, because he's talking about the Druid Theater, dude.
Oh, a deal?
Well, like, if we could get the Druid Theater back to...
The Druid Theater.
Yeah. Get that back to, like, some place where some art could be displayed. Those, like, concerts and, like, art and, like, that would be such a cool place for that.
Yeah.
And I think it's just sitting there right now, right? That Rite Aid's not there anymore, right?
Nah, that Rite Aid's been gone.
Yeah. Yeah, that's just sitting there.
Yeah, I don't know what's good with it. I don't, like,
Yeah.
how
much do you think it would be?
I always think in my mind that it costs a lot to rent like spaces like that, but I might be wrong.
No, I mean,
never looked into it.
It probably does cost a good bit, or else it wouldn't be sitting vacant.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we pulled our money together. Like, we should have pulled our money together and bought 75 and 80 when that was for sale, dude. That would have been sick, dude. Just owning the racetrack.
That would be. Damn. We missed that opportunity.
That would have been some Damascus shit for sure, dude.
Could have filmed it.
Steel could have been in charge of like all the food and shit.
Yeah.
Could have had like Cataclysm performances like halfway through the race.
That's the Wilkins Inn, which their food is pretty decent. But yeah, if
Did they keep the track?
A lot sicker. Nah, I think the track is done. So.
What?
But I mean, it's still there, so maybe people still race on it. But it's mainly just the Wilkins Inn restaurant and bar.
That's beat.
Yeah. But no, I think if we rented out any type of space for art and podcasts or music, it'd be super sick.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
definitely.
get Matt in the mix.
And you can even rent out the space to like other people trying to do that in Damascus. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not even like you necessarily need to turn a profit with your own stuff. You can be like, if there's a studio in there, you can rent out studio time to other people. You know, so there's definitely opportunity with it for sure.
It's big brain.
Or just make a skate shop in there too.
Yeah, or make a skate shop and sell boards in town, just like All American Bikes used to.
Dude, when All American Bikes sold decks, that was dope.
Dude, that was when life was good. Dude,
That
when you
was.
buy an Element fiber light next to James life was good. Kidding me? I got a mini logo, dude. I had like a red deck green deck with red grip tape.
That's sick.
Shit was wild.
That is sick.
I thought they're like, you can have like any colors.
That's
And
tight.
I just like did that. But looking back, I wish I'd been like, I want that element.
Yeah. No, my first real deck was a World Industries Flame Boy joint, which I'm pretty sure came from All American Bikes.
Yeah. Dang, dude, that's sick. Like, why did they stop selling skate stuff?
Well, I think skateboarding, like everything else, has its ebbs and flows. I think that time period was like Tony Hawk just hit the 900 because that was like 99, so X Games was big until like 2001, 2002, and then skateboarding probably stopped being profitable. Because I'm sure they were selling boards like crazy, and then it probably fizzled out.
Yeah.
So
But it's a why not just keep them there? They're just pieces of wood.
well, I'm sure they probably sold out the rest of their stuff, but they probably stopped buying more.
Yeah, you're right.
That's crazy because, like, I mean, dude, like Pit Crew went out of business, and I never foresaw that happening. You know?
Yeah, I think it was also partially like a choice by
To
them
sell.
to sell because they like had like a roofing or construction business and like they all had big families and shit. That's what I heard.
Huh.
So,
Yeah, because they moved to a bigger space.
yeah,
And then they sold.
that like didn't help.
Yeah. I was like, how do you go from moving to a bigger space to?
Yeah, the bigger
Close the
space was
shop.
tight, but it was very unnecessary.
I didn't ever go with the bigger space.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
It was definitely pretty cool, but
Maybe I did. Was the Baker
next to the
Deathwish demo?
brewery.
Was the Baker Deathwish demo there, or was it somewhere else?
I think they did do one there, like super near when they closed it that I didn't go to that you might have gone to. But the main Baker Deathwish was at Hill Street.
Okay, that's must have been where it was. I just remember being there, and I got a photo with Lizard King that I still
Yeah.
I'm super psyched on, and Sammy Baca gave me half of his chili dog, dude.
That's
It was sick, but honestly, looking back, gnarly.
Yeah, it's
But
super
tight. I was just standing there. He's like, "You want this?" And I was like, "Yeah."
You just like inherit some of his skill. Through
Yeah. And then
saliva.
Dustin Dolan was there, and
Dustin Dolan was there.
he got off the van in like slippers and just did not skate. Just bummed beers and just pizza and just posted, but he was sick.
What? That's insane. Just being a pro skater and just choosing not to skate at all.
Yeah.
Damn. That's something. Yeah, at one of those Deathwish demos, I like played soccer with.
I think that was the same one.
Yeah.
He played soccer with like
What's his name?
Figgy or Furby, I think it was, right?
Furby might have been there too, but Figgy was definitely one of them, which was tight. I think Lizard King was around. Somebody else. Andrew Reynolds wasn't there, right?
He was there, dude.
He might have been
Because
Andrew Reynolds.
I remember like walking to. We walked from, was it Bruce's car?
Yeah.
I think Colin drove us. I remember walking from Colin's car like up to the event, and like the van had just pulled up with the skaters, and we walked by, and Andrew Reynolds hopped off the van, and like that was the first time in my life like I've legitimately been starstruck by someone.
Yeah.
100%, because Andrew Reynolds like was always one of my favorite skaters, and he's such like a big skater.
Yeah.
Like he, was on Tony Hawk Pro Skater. Like he is like a huge presence. Dude, huge presence in the skateboarding community. And I remember like legitimately being starstruck when I saw him. And he was such a cool dude because he saw us and he saw us just like staring at him, just like not saying shit. And I remember him being like saying what's up to us and like giving us each nux or like shaking our hands. And then he like threw his board down and skated away like towards the demo. But it was like tight, dude. Like he's definitely a good dude. But yeah, that was the first time I was just saw someone who was like fucking frozen. Like, damn, this dude's fucking here.
Yeah, I felt similarly when I saw Bobby Warris in DC.
Yeah,
that shit was cool. You Bobby Warris? Yeah, man.
That's tight.
That's cool.
That's tight.
He just kept attempting a line and getting really pissed because he wouldn't land the last part of the cruise. Dude, I've been meaning to go to DC to skate because I think they're gonna tear the Freedom Plaza down or like do something to it.
Huh.
That's what I heard.
Damn.
So I'm definitely trying to skate there before it's gone.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I'd be down too, for sure.
This one guy, like Kevin August or something, skates. I think he's sponsored by DGK.
Hmm.
And he wears, he only skates SB dunks, like some of like, yeah, like sweet ones. But he's always posting clips skating there.
That's sick.
Just like, damn, dude. It's such a cool feeling skating there because you can like see the cabin, you can see like so many historical buildings while you're skating.
No, that is tight, dude. Freedom Plaza's sick, and then there's one, I forget the name of it, but there's a place in Philadelphia that when I was up there, I saw that and saw people
Love.
skating. Yeah, it was like near, well, it's not Love anymore because they did shut down skating at Love, but literally like right across the street from Love is where they skate now. There's another series of like benches and ledges and shit. But it is, city skating's tight. City skating is tight. Should skate in Baltimore.
Yeah. Yeah, we should
Make
skate in Baltimore.
Steel get aboard.
We should. I can just
set up that 8 with like another set of trucks,
exactly.
and then just be like, I'll just be like, Steel,
get this board for
you gotta join.
It's like, nah, dude. If you don't have like the natural balance for skating, it's so hard to like get used to. I feel like if you didn't skate
as a kid, yeah,
or like it should go right out from under you real quick.
Yeah, it could be tough to pick up for sure.
But if he wanted to, he definitely could.
Yeah.
There's a way.
I love seeing people who are like older still be like motivated to learn how to skate. Like that one dude we saw when we were skating at Truxton Park in Annapolis.
Yeah.
He came and he was probably like our age, right? Yeah, or maybe a little younger, and like it was like, I mean, he was definitely older than 25, and he was like, you could see he was like very new to it and like still learning how to do it, and like that's sick, dude. Like that's awesome. I love fucking seeing that.
Yeah, he was sweating buckets and just going for it. Gotta respect it. Or I had that super wet foot.
Yeah.
My stomach was grumbling.
Yeah, that shit was aggressive. I feel like the dude felt like it was an insult to him. And he's just like trying to skate, and we're just like geeking in the corner. He doesn't know what we're laughing at, and we're just like laughing at just like absolutely nothing. He's probably like in his head thinking we're laughing at him, and then you just like rip an aggressive fart.
Dude, it wasn't personal. I just had IBS. Dude, I'm sorry, I got gut problem. And stomach issues.
That shit was funny.
Oh man, that was funny. We should go back to that park.
I do like it
one day because that was sick. It was like next to those trees. And the ledge was super dope and long.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the ledge is there. I mean, the park's small, but it's got good stuff. I'm still interested in seeing the new stuff they did at the Damascus Park.
Oh yeah, I mean, shit, we can check it out. Dude, it's like
not really worth it.
Yeah, I would compare it to like a metal blown up tech deck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where it's just all vert and like the rail is super hard to hit. Like
that park's always been really poor, and I don't know why.
But they did repave the surface, which is super smooth. So it's like good for flat, basically. And the mini ramp is like okay, but it's so slippery.
Yeah.
It's scary.
I'd rather just hit diamond, honestly.
Yeah. It's definitely better. I met that cool guy, Omar or something. He was tight. He was just skating there with his dog, just like leashed up. And he was just blasting some like Drake or something.
That geeks.
I was like, this is tight. But yeah, I mean, yeah, the Callan spot is also dope. But I don't know. I swear there's some like ledges around here that I don't know about.
There definitely is, dude. You just gotta search for sure. There's definitely something.
Yeah, we can do that. But yeah, man. It's been an honor to have you.
Yeah, dude.
Appreciate
Of course. Thanks for having me out. I appreciate it, dude.
Yeah, man. Till next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Take it easy.
All right.